Neil, do you want to tell us about your car?
Yeah, so this is a 1970 Volvo 1800E. It was bought originally by a Mr. Wright in Beecham in Norfolk, and fortunately for me he used the car very sparingly over the next 38 years that he had it, only taking it out in the dry weather and clocking up a total of 18,000 miles over that period. So when I came to get it, it still had less than 20,000 miles on the clock, and this was about 10 years ago that I bought the car. Still today she's only got 21,000 miles on the clock. She's original, never been rebuilt. It's had various bits of paintwork done over the years, but basically an original surviving car.
So I did see this car in Beecham. I did go to look at it. I didn't buy it because we couldn't agree on a price. When I saw it, it still had the polythene over all the interior. So is that still there, or has that changed now?
If it had been when I bought it, it would still be there. I'm a bit sad like that. But,
do you have a look inside? Do you want to?
So again, it's all original inside. It's not been retrimmed or anything.
So this has got the later dash, hasn't it?
Yeah, so the S models, or the early ones, had the chrome bezels around the dash on the sort of aluminium type background. They changed to the sort of matte black for the E's.
It's gorgeous.
It's got a bit of flat, it's beyond excellent. I'm glad it's
He has got a license. I mean, worst case, he's the only person that can fix himself.
So here we are, lovely looking red 240, and its equally proud owner, Greg. So Greg, do you want to tell us about your car? Tell us what's the best bit of your car?
Difficult. Probably the paintwork, and I've had it from new.
You've had it from new?
I've had it from new, I bought it new.
Wow. So how many miles has it got now?
60,500.
60,000. Right. Do you want to show us your engine bay? Because I know you're particularly proud about that. Wow. So how many hours have you spent cleaning that up this week?
Years.
Years. Right.
Years.
Shall we have a close look and see if we can find some muck?
Yes, see if you can find a fault.
Yeah.
It's a good way to end the friendship.
Actually, this could be a competition. Find the fault, couldn't it? In this video. Yeah. That's gorgeous, Greg. Shall we look inside?
You can.
The inside's equally spotless, I suspect.
Do you want the front or the back?
Well, we'll look in the front, shall we?
I'll have to open it first.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find a key.
The locks work then. Sounds fantastic, Greg. Very proud.
That's looking. There's the. I quite like the condition of the wheel arches here.
Oh yes, you've got to look at that. Yeah. So this is what you need to be to win the competitions, really, isn't it?
And then my favourite bit, Andrew.
Oh, gosh. There must be a little streak somewhere, Greg. We can't. Yeah, well done, brilliant.
That's not high definition, is it?
Yes, it is. If it's there, it'll spot it.
I'll get the bag out.
No, you're all right. Look at that. Yeah, I think I've spotted something, Greg. There's a big green bag in there that wasn't standard fit.
Oh, right, that...
Yeah, so I think you've lost a point there.
I think what they call it might have to come in with a helicopter. What's his name? What's his name? I keep coming with
Yeah. All right, Greg. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, Andrew.
Cheers. So here's a nice looking car. It's a Volvo PV 444. We'll go and speak to Pete, the owner, and he'll tell us a bit about his pride and joy. Hi, Pete.
Hi.
So how long have you had this car?
Yeah, 7 to 8 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it as good as this when you bought it, or have you had a lot to do?
No, this is the first trip out with its new coat of paint, which I only finished putting it back together yesterday evening. There's still 1 or 2 bits to do. Yeah, we decided to have a go and repair one wing. The paintwork was a bit bad. And cut a long story short, really, we ended up taking all 4 wings off and both doors. And yeah, hence the respray, because we found a couple of bad repairs, a bit of corrosion, and a couple of dings in it that we didn't know were there. But yeah, other than that, it's all been very good.
So you're telling me this car was in bits yesterday?
Well, it didn't have any wings on Monday.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and no screens, and no trim, and everything else. And by last night, I did the final wiping over, hoovering the dust out from inside, get ready for today.
And for owners who think, you know, this is obviously one of the older Volvos here today, is it okay on the long journeys and on the motorways? Can you keep up with traffic?
Yeah, it sits at about 100k or 60 mile an hour happily, because it's a B16, so I've got 60 horsepower, 3 speed, 6 volt, and it just straight line all day.
Yeah.
And she's come up here on about, I topped up down the road from Lymington to here, about 40 quid in fuel.
So here is Uttoxeter, folks. We're not familiar, so that's a fair trek for you.
Yeah, so she's done well and does well all the time, really, when we take it out.
Lovely. Is it all right to look under the bonnet? Can we see what's under there?
Yeah.
What size engine does it have?
60 horsepower, 1600 cc.
1600.
Yeah. So, and the only thing we've done to it is when my friend drove it back from Sweden, he thought the oil pressure light was taking a little bit too long to go out, so we did the bottom end shells, and while it was out, I had a look at the clutch, and that was as smooth as a baby's bottom, so I had that relined, and been going sweet ever since.
So I know you like originality, and someone's tried to sell you some SUs today, twin SUs, which fit this engine, but what's that carburettor there?
That's a Zenith.
Zenith. Right.
That was new old stock I got from a guy in Holland. The other one was playing up a bit.
Yeah.
And obviously wear. I say we had the fuel pipe altered because it was really so tight to the thermostat housing.
Right.
Sometimes you go out for about 5 miles and then you'd find it would stop. So you get out, look under the bonnet, find nothing wrong, leave it for 5 minutes, turn the key, and away she goes, and she'll be all right all day. So we thought possibly we had fuel vaporization. Yeah. And so then I thought, well, I'll try and replace the carb. So I found one and got it put on.
And that route is much better.
Yeah.
You've not had a problem since. That's interesting.
No.
Yes. I think I might have a problem lighting one of my old ones. So.
Yeah. I was talking to another PV owner over there. They've had a similar problem, and he's wrapped some rubber hose around his fuel pipe.
Just to insulate it a bit.
He was thinking the same thoughts, and he was interested to listen to what I had to say. You know.
That is interesting.
So,
what about the interior? Is that in good condition?
Yeah, that's totally original. The only worst bit is that little hole in the seat. But we've done nothing to the interior. And this car was one family owned, husband, wife, and then the son. Registered the 1st of January 1960, and
yeah, lovely.
and I say the car came with a school exercise book, and so every time the guy went out, he wrote the date and the mileage, and then in the back of the exercise book he wrote the mileage that he serviced the car at and what he spent on it.
Yeah, gosh.
We assumed that maybe he passed away in 1978 because that's when that stopped, and then the wife took over, and then the son.
Yeah.
So.
And is there much of a boot there? Is there much space in the boot?
Yeah. See, I've got a bit in there, so that all helps.
Yeah.
I was thinking about staying up here overnight, but I might go home. but yeah, so it's.
No,
yeah.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. So I say, and GT Paintworks in Lymington did it for me.
Yeah.
Smashing guys, and they were interested, you know. So
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, thanks for showing us your car, Pete.
That's all right. My pleasure. Anytime.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Also in the record is in the Monday, there's also £50 Halford voucher. So prizes is listed, £50 Halford voucher, skeleton set, jump start, seat charger, warning whiskey, and some chocolate.
So, tell us about the car.
1972. Purchased it in 2018 as a non-runner, and spent the past 3-4 years to what it is now.
So, when you say non-runner, what's the sort of long list of things you've had to do to get it back to this condition?
Well, it was down to bare metal respray.
Right.
Just completely stripped because it had been standing from 1983.
Right.
So everything had to be done, all the brakes were seized on it.
Yeah.
The engine was very good because it was low mileage.
How many miles?
87,000.
Wow, yeah, it's good.
It had new rings on it, but you could still see the honing marks in the barrels, so it was typical Volvo, isn't it? It's
yeah. What about the interior? Was done much to that, or is that?
Interior was totally original. I don't think the back seats had ever been sat in at all.
No.
Looking at the leather faced
pristine
with PVC sidings on them.
Yeah.
Had a new strip in there. That was because I
yeah.
think the main problem is getting in and out, and the handbrake is on the, and your nails dig into the seat fob.
Yeah.
So it's one of the problems with them.
No, it looks really nice.
Yeah, it's all original. Very little replacement. Just everything was refurbished. All the stainless steel trim was all replaced.
And of course, it's the boot that makes the difference with these, isn't it?
It's the boot that makes the car, really. They say you can get a coffin in there, I don't know. But
Well, let's.
I think it was designed for a set of golf clubs, wasn't it?
Probably. What's under the floor panel? Is that just a spare wheel, or is there? There's a fair bit of storage space, isn't there,
there's a fair
around
bit of
it?
storage,
Yeah.
and there's also storage in the side sections as
yeah,
well.
Yeah.
So both sides have got storage.
Yeah. That's I mean, yeah. That's a lot of space actually for.
It is, yeah.
Well, that's good. And you've got a proper spare tyre, unlike some of the modern cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's lovely. Well done for getting it back on the road anyway.
Yep.
Thank you.